Are you ever packing for your trip to Disney World and think to yourself, what are some items that would be really nice to have on hand with me while I'm in the parks? I visit Disney World at least once a week, and in this video I want to share with you 9 useful items that are nice to have on hand that I have either personally used or have seen park guests use, so that way you can bring them with you to Disney World. The first item here is going to help you to avoid pain while in the Disney parks, and the item is called Body Glide. Personally, I have not used this product, but I have seen a lot of park guests and Disney Facebook groups talk about this product. And essentially, if you have not heard of Body Glide before, it is a product that you roll onto your body like a deodorant stick, and it helps to avoid chafing or irritation on the skin. Obviously, you know, when at Disney World, you do a ton of walking, a ton of running around, and so there can be some irritation that you experience during your day. However, with this Body Glide, you put it on your body in sensitive areas that you don't want to have chafing or irritation. You put it on before you put your clothes on, and it helps to form a layer on your skin that protects from irritation and chafing. Ever since I've heard about this product being used at Disney World, I start to notice a lot of park guests that are hobbling out of Disney World by the end of the day, and I feel so terrible for them. So if this is something that you've dealt with in the past or do not want to deal with whenever you're on Disney World, you could consider getting Body Glide for yourself to have at the parks. It gets really hot at Disney World, and the second thing you may want to consider having on hand are cooling towels. I've seen guests have cooling towels on their necks while they're waiting in line for rides or just walking around the parks. Now, the reason why I bring it up here is because you can purchase cooling towels at Disney World. However, you only get 1 cooling towel for the price that I've seen you be able to get 4 towels on Amazon. This is a nice small item that you can put inside of your park bag whether you use it or not, and it's a nice item to have on hand because you can run to the bathroom, wet it down, and have it to wear around the parks for your day. While doing research about the different cooling towels you can find on Amazon, I also found this product called a Chill Pal, which also looks like a really nice cooling option for the parks. The third item here is something that I always try to remember when going to Disney World, but I forget at times and I really am upset about it, and that is gum. Now, the really interesting thing about Disney World is that you can actually not purchase gum anywhere on Disney property for one main reason. When making the parks, Walt did not want to have gum at the Disney parks for the main reason of he didn't want park guests spitting their gum out and having it be stepped on or stuck all around rides and attractions at the park. Honestly, that makes a ton of sense to me, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there are times that I really enjoy having a piece of gum just to freshen up after a meal or just going about my day. It's nice to have a piece of gum. So if you are a person that has to have gum or likes chewing gum throughout your days, definitely bring gum with you because you won't be able to find it at Disney World. A fourth item here that's nice to have on hand are reusable bags. Now, reusable bags are nice for a couple of reasons. Personally, I use them whenever I bring snacks to the Disney parks, so that way I don't have to use a bunch of plastic bags. They also may be a nice option for you if you are staying at a Disney resort and you are planning on bringing snacks with you, because at the end of the day, when you are done with your snacks, you can refill them for the next day. Also, there may be times when you have leftovers that you aren't able to finish when you are dining on Disney property, so it's nice to have a little reusable bag that you could potentially eat the leftovers later in the day. Now, of course, it definitely depends on the meal or whatever you're eating at the restaurant, but I see a lot of times people that get rolls at their restaurant and they aren't able to finish them. It's nice to have a little reusable bag to put the rolls in so that way you can eat them later on. Also, reusable bags are nice if you aren't using them for snacks. You could use them if you are planning on doing water rides. You could actually put your phone inside of the bag to protect it from the water. The fifth item here is definitely an essential when you go to Disney World, and that is a fuel rod. Now, in my past video where I talked about essentials that you want to bring to Disney World that you could get on Amazon, I mentioned having a portable charger, but here I specifically want to talk about fuel rods that you can get from Amazon. Now, fuel rods are a little portable charger option, but the nice thing about fuel rods using them at Disney World is that they actually have stations placed throughout the park where you can interchange your fuel rod for one that is completely charged. You can purchase the fuel rods at Disney World as well, but it's nice having them on hand ahead of time, and they have different adapters that come with them from the ones on Amazon. So this is a nice portable charger option when you're visiting Disney World, because if you run out of charge, you can go and swap it out for a full one. The sixth item here isn't necessarily an essential, but it's going to help to save you some money when going to Disney World, and that is a bubble wand. At Disney World, I have seen a lot of kids at Disney insist that they have bubble wands when visiting, and you can purchase bubble wands at Disney World, but they are about $30, and I have seen cheaper options on Amazon. Now, if you are a parent that has a child that insists on having a bubble wand, or if you insist on having a bubble wand for your child, it might be nice to purchase a bubble wand from Amazon ahead of time, so that way you can save some money and you can get some some refill bubbles ahead of time as well. The 7th item here is handy for your mobile device, and that is a waterproof case. As I mentioned, sometimes it's nice to have a place to put your phone if you're planning on doing water rides, or if it just starts raining at Disney World. It's nice having a place where you can keep your phone and ensure that it's protected. The last thing you would want is for your phone to get water damaged while at Disney World. There's so many things that you have to do on your mobile device when you're at the parks, and so to make sure that you keep it safe, it might be nice to have a waterproof case to put on it. Another nice thing about these waterproof cases is that they have lanyards that you can put around your neck, so it's nice to have a place where you always know where your phone is at, so that way you don't leave it anywhere or lose it. The 8th item here goes along with avoiding pain at Disney World, and that is to bring Band-Aids or blister pads. So we talked about avoiding irritation and chafing, but let's talk about blisters that you may get at the parks. If you're not wearing comfortable shoes, you can definitely get some blisters when at Disney World from all of the walking that you're going to be doing. And yes, you can go to first aid and ask for a Band-Aid, but it's nice having them on hand because first aid sometimes is located at the entrance of the parks. And if you're far away from that location, you're not going to want to walk all the way to first aid to get a Band-Aid, or if your child falls and scrapes their knee, you're not going to want to have to take a long trek back to find first aid. So it's nice having Band-Aids or blister pads on hand so that way you can solve the problem and continue going about your day. And the 9th and final item here is definitely an essential, and that is a collapsible water bottle. Now, also in my last video, I mentioned that it is essential that you have a water bottle on hand when you're at Disney World, so that way you can stay hydrated throughout your day. However, I know water bottles tend to take up a lot of space in your park bag, and so I found a collapsible water bottle that is perfect to put in your park bag and does not take up a lot of space. So this is a great item if you aren't wanting to take a full water bottle with you to Disney World. You can take this collapsible water bottle that you can fill up, have throughout the day, but also if there's nothing inside of it, it collapses down and nicely fits inside of your park bag. Having these items on hand is always very handy because it avoids you from having to go into the Disney stores and paying extra for some essentials that you may wish you had during your day. But if you're planning on bringing all of these essentials with you to Disney World, you're definitely going to want to bring a bag with you to carry all of those items. And here is a video that shares what I think are some of the best bags to bring with you to Disney World, as well as the video I mentioned before that has other essentials you may want to consider getting before Disney World. I hope this helped give you an idea of some handy items to bring with you to Disney World, and with that, we'll see you in the next video. See you guys!